Good afternoon, Jets Nation. Welcome to the Jets Show. And today we're going to be talking about a whole lot of coaching news. So without any hesitation, let's get right into it. So first off, let's talk about Todd Downing, who the New York Jets hired to be our passing game coordinator. Now, Downing is the senior offensive assistant that the New York Jets said they were going to hire even before they fired Mike LaFleur. Downing was most recently the offensive coordinator from the Tennessee Titans for 2 years. That was the second stint as an offensive coordinator, with his first being with the Las Vegas Raiders, or at the time, the Oakland Raiders in 2017. Now, Downing was fired for reasons, but at the same time, though, during his 2 years with the Titans, there was a lack of offensive talent. I mean, his first year in Tennessee, they had A.J. Brown, but they also had Derrick Henry out for half the year and still managed to be the number one seed in the AFC. And this past season, outside of Derrick Henry, they had nobody. I mean, Traylon Burks only played in 11 games. Robert Woods was a huge disappointment, and Ryan Tannehill also missed some time as well. I mean, it was just a very ugly scene in Tennessee this past year from an offensive standpoint. Blame how much you want on that on Todd Downing. The Titans obviously thought he was a big reason to why they were not, succeeding on the offensive end of things, so they did let him go. And of course, there are a lot of reasons why he was let go, but there are also some reasons to look at, well, hey, maybe he deserves another shot. What's some more talent? But nonetheless, the New York Jets aren't hiring Todd Downing to be their offensive coordinator. They're not even hiring him to be a position coach. He is our passing game coordinator. He's just going to oversee the passing game and give his comments on them whenever they're needed. And he actually has a pretty good track record working with the passing game. He has been a quarterback coach 3 times in his career. First off, he was the QB coach with the Lions. Well, he was the official quarterback coach from 2012 to 2013, and he was the assistant quarterback coach from 2010 to 2011. He worked with Matthew Stafford, and Stafford had phenomenal seasons each year with Downing on the staff. Then he was the Bills quarterback coach in 2014, and that year, Buffalo had 0 talent on the quarterback room. Their starter for most of the year was Kyle Orton. E.J. Manuel started 4 games as well. I mean, when I say no quarterback talent, I literally mean no QB talent. But Kyle Orton, despite being a pretty alright QB, had a solid year with the Bills. Finished with 3,018 passing yards, 18 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. Buffalo also had a 9-7 record that season as well. And Nathaniel Hackett was their offensive coordinator as well. And then he was most recently a quarterback coach with the Raiders from 2015 to 2016, and he was their offensive coordinator in 2017. Those 3 years with the Raiders were Derek Carr's best 3 seasons of his career. He had a 3-year Pro Bowl one with Todd Downing on the staff. So it really seems like Downing is good as a quarterback coach, and if the New York Jets are bringing him in to kind of aid with that, I like him in this role. So a pretty solid hiring by the New York Jets. The New York Jets have also requested to interview Seth Ryan for the wide receiver coach position. Miles Austin, our wide receiving coach for the past 2 years, won't be coaching next season because he was suspended for 1 year because he was gambling on games. So the New York Jets obviously have a void at that position, so they decided to call up a pretty familiar face to potentially coach the job. Seth Ryan is the son of former Jets coach Rex Ryan. He used to run around on the practice fields, Brian Coss said, and grew up in the New Jersey area for his high school years. Now, Seth Ryan, I actually like as a potential wide receiver coach because the work the Detroit Lions receivers have done with Ryan and the Detroit Lions receiving coach on the staff has been pretty phenomenal. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown was a 4th round pick and has definitely exceeded expectations for what a 4th round pick should be doing in the NFL. And their Detroit Lions have also had a lot of these 1-year flyer free agents come in and produce for them with Ryan on the staff. Now, of course, he is the assistant receiving coach, but he's definitely having some part to play in for the Lions receiver success. So if he can bring that style of coaching to the New York Jets receiving room, we can see Garrett Wilson's production skyrocket. We could see Elijah Moore's production skyrocket, and whoever else we have in the receiving room next season if Ryan were to be hired. But if Ryan doesn't get the job, we could potentially see Chad Ochocinco get it. I mean, he was talking to Garrett Wilson during the Super Bowl weekend and was saying, hey, tell Robert Saleh, Joe Douglas, Woody Johnson that I'm the man for the job, and we'll have to see if the Jets even bring him in for an interview. But Seth Ryan could be the Jets' next wide receiver coach, and Brant Boyer, who's been our special teams coach since 2015, might be leaving because apparently the Arizona Cardinals want him to be their special teams coach. Now, the interesting thing about this is the Arizona Cardinals don't even have a head coach. And when I first saw the news that the Cardinals were interested in bringing in Brant Boyer, I thought it was to be a head coach, because normally the head coach picks out a staff. He picks out his coordinators, and special teams coordinator is obviously a coordinator job. So for the Cardinals to just go out and hire a special teams coordinator before the head coach is interesting. Now, maybe they are just saying, hey, whoever our next head coach is, or our next head coach wants you to be the special teams coordinator, and they just want to already get his bags packed. Who knows what's going on with that? But nonetheless, we could see Brant Boyer move on to Arizona and the Jets be in search for a new special teams coordinator. But that's all the coaching news I have to talk about. Stay tuned for a video where I'm going to be talking about some potential cut candidates. But I'm your host, Todd, signing off for now. See you guys later. Peace.